As creative freelancers and solopreneurs, most of the time, getting a client means writing a proposal or submitting an estimate. And you're probably as frustrated as most of my clients when it comes to getting ghosted on proposals or just getting declined and not really understanding why your proposals or estimates aren't really compelling people to hire you. Today on Coaching for Creatives, we're talking all things proposals and specifically the two core elements to consider when you're creating your compelling proposal. I'm Aura McKay. I am the host of Coaching for Creatives and the founder of Business of Creativity. So when you're thinking about proposals in creating a document that's going to be the thing that is the tipping point from a prospect or a hot lead actually becoming a client. That's the final marketing tool in your toolbox to take someone all the way through that buyer's journey from not knowing who you are to hiring you for sure. So the proposal then is like the final piece of the puzzle before they become your client, before you begin the onboarding process and continuing to deliver on your brand promise and create and build and nurture those relationships. So we're just talking about the very small piece of that whole marketing, sales, client experience journey, the proposal. And often I think that the biggest challenge creative freelancers and solopreneurs face when it comes to writing a compelling proposal is their imposter syndrome, the self-doubt, the feeling the need to somehow validate or lead with, I'm awesome, I'm credible, you can trust me. And it's understandable because when we're looking at creative services, we are selling something that is totally invisible. We're selling a promise. We're selling our reputation and our credibility and our ability to deliver something that the client can't see until we create it. So we are selling our credibility and we are counting on the trust of the prospect and the client. So it can feel like, we should lead with, I'm great, and I've had these 200 clients before you, and I use this equipment, and I'm insured, and I have all of this, and I'm me, 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 me. And that information is important to have in order to be able to sell a promise or to sell something invisible. And it's often the thing we lead with out of insecurity or feeling like being an imposter. So I'm curious if you're watching this live or on the replay, let me know, what is the first paragraph of your proposal or your estimate? Is it all about you and your business? Because if it is, just changing the order of your information on your proposal will make a big, big difference in how effective and how compelling it is. Hey, Anna, thanks for joining me live. I appreciate you. You kind of gave away the punchline there, but if you guys are watching the comments, Anna has given you a suggestion for how to shift the order of information in your proposal. But before we go into the how-to and the how to make a difference and all of that kind of piece, what I'd like for you to look at first is, what is the underlying feeling or belief about yourself, about your offers, about your ability that is maybe causing you to lead with me, 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 me in your proposals and estimates? What is that grounding? So how do you access that? Well, journaling, speaking to a coach, talking to a colleague, being in a mastermind group, but spending some time looking at, when I go to create a proposal or an estimate, what is my mindset? What is my belief? What am I bringing to the conversation before I even put pen to paper or, fingers to a keyboard to create it? Hey, Ronald, nice to see you here. So when we're writing a proposal, the order of information is actually about them first, about the prospect first, about the client that you are closing with this tool. So your first paragraph, your first section of your proposal document, if you're doing a multi-page proposal document, needs to be all about them, all about insight into your client. And believe it or not, talking about your client in a knowledgeable, confident, insightful way actually builds more credibility than talking about yourself. Yeah, talking about the client actually gives you more credibility than if you talk about yourself, because the client wants to know this person is the right fit for this solution. The client is no longer looking for, is this the right solution for me? They want to know that you're the one. And so how do they know that you're the one? Well, do you get them? Do you understand them? Are you clear on who they are and what they care about? Have you given insight into your client? So that first page, paragraph is all about your client or your prospect. And you want to restate things that you've heard in the creative brief meeting or in the discovery call or sales call meeting. You want to talk about the scope of the project in their own words. You want to talk about the reason behind the project, why this project is important to them or their business. You want to talk about any specific goals or outcomes that they're going to have in their business as a result of hiring you. So it's all about them and their desires and what their current challenges and solutions are in their language. They want to feel like you have listened to them, that you are paying attention to them. Part of that is building your own trust and credibility through your relationship with them. So as much as you can, restating in the client's own words what the current situation is, what they believe that the solution could and should look like, what specific value or the difference it's going to make to them and their business, will establish and set up for them all of the information that you're going to provide about how you are going to solve the problem for them and what makes you the best fit or the right fit for them. So especially because we can't control when our prospects are going to be reading our proposals or what kind of mood they're going to be in, or did they have lunch or did they not have lunch? Is their kid screaming at them as they're opening up the PDF? So we want to recreate as much as possible the trust, the anchoring of the relationship that we created, even in the sales call. We want to bring them back to that moment. We want to recreate the feelings and emotions, which is the reason why people take action. We want to recreate those feelings and emotions for them so that when we start talking about things like price, they're already engaged with, oh, I really want this. I really need this. This person understands me. This person understands what I need. So first part is all about them. Then you want to get into specifically how are you going to solve their problem, provide the solution, deliver the outcome. So specifically, you want to reiterate the parts of your offer that are going to specifically solve their problem so that they don't have to do the work to think, oh, a branding assessment report. How is that going to help me be consistent in my marketing? I don't really know. So if you are clear on something that you've included in your proposal, you want to make sure that your clients don't have to work hard to figure out how that thing in your proposal, that deliverable or that process that you are going to give them, how is that going to help them achieve their desired outcomes or solve their problems in their current situation? So really do the work for them. Make your prospects or clients lazy. Demonstrate your level of service, your level of communication by how you prepare your proposal and the information that you include in that proposal. So the middle section is the meat and potatoes. It's all of the information about your pricing, about what's included. For some people, you might be including a contract. So you might have a proposal and a contract. I recommend that your proposal be more of your sales and marketing tool, and that your contract, so all the nitty gritty terms and conditions, weather clauses, payment terms, who's responsible for model releases, licensing, all of the sort of nitty gritty details could be in your contract separately. In your proposal, this is still a marketing and sales tool. You are still moving them on through that buyer's journey. And this is the last piece of the buyer's journey that's going to convert them from a prospect into a paying client. So keep that tool as a marketing tool. Talk about them first, insight, then talk about the benefits of what you're going to be doing. So that's actually practically tying in whatever you include with your offer, tie it practically into a deliverable or practically into why they care. What's the benefit of that for them? The nitty gritty in terms of the benefits, not the details. And then finally, at the bottom, you talk about yourself, about why they should trust you, why you are the right person, why you're the right fit. So hi, Rhonda, welcome. Hi, James, welcome. Yes, James says it's just like giving a military brief, clear, concise, with the bad news price at the end. So the emotions already kicked in. Kind of an almost. I didn't know that the military did their briefs that way, James. So thank you for offering that. You don't actually leave the price till the end. You put the price in the middle. You put the price when you're talking about the benefits and the deliverables to the client. So it's really, this is the scope of the project as I understand it. Here's how I'm going to solve it and the amount that it's going to cost. And here's why you should believe me or trust me. Insight into them, their problems, their desired outcomes, the benefits of us working together, credibility and reason to believe that you can trust me. So as Anna shared, it is really the you, we, me formula for communicating to your clients. The number one thing that people like to hear about is themselves, especially in marketing. They want to be recognized and heard and seen. They want to know that you understand them and the scope of their project. So reassure them right off the top, and then explain how your specific services can benefit them and what that's going to cost them, and then get into why you. And again, don't list your whole resume and all 700 of your past clients. Talk about the elements of who you are as a business and how you do business that might be different or distinct from your competitors and colleagues. Talk about what makes you credible and reliable for this specific service. Is it your expertise? Is it your style? Is it your experience? Is it any of those pieces? Like, how do you explain that you are the right fit, that you are capable and can deliver it? So sometimes, King, it will really be your style. That's one of the things that we have as creative service providers, is that by the time we get to the bottom, we can start talking about why we're the right solution for their desired outcome. So we refer back to the top of the proposal. For visual creative services providers, that it's important that you include enough visual examples that are relevant to that client and that service. So if you're pitching a commercial photography shoot, do not include your personal work that might be fine art. If you're pitching website designs, then don't necessarily include logo designs in there, because it would confuse the issue. You want to be super on point. So like James was saying, military precision, concise. to some degree, but the whole thing is wrapped up in a bow of your brand voice, meaning, my style of communication is very much edutainment. So I like to have an educational component. I kind of use a little bit of a teacher's voice, but I also like entertainment. So I like humor and energy, and I like to be a little bit playful sometimes. So whatever your brand voice is, and one of the tricks you can do to discover it is to write down 5 words, feeling words that you want people to experience your brand as, or you want them to feel after they've experienced your brand. Look at those 5 words and consider, does the tone of my copy, do the images seem to resonate with this? Is everything aligned? Because, gang, the bottom line with any marketing is that if everything is aligned, if your message matches your images, matches who you want to talk to, matches what you're trying to convey, matches your call to action, if it's all in alignment and it leads to an offer that's consistent and in alignment, and the price is consistent and in alignment with what you're promising, the sales and marketing piece becomes easy. The final piece on proposals is, whenever you are going to submit a proposal, I encourage you to book a call to review the proposal details together. Because a lot of people are getting ghosted after they send an estimate or send a proposal. And I don't want you to get ghosted. So one of the ways you can prevent ghosting is to say in the sales meeting, so I'm going to go away and prepare a detailed proposal or estimate because I know that you want the most accurate price possible. So I'm not just going to throw a number out there in this conversation. I'm going to go away and do my due diligence and make sure that I create a proposal or estimate that has the most accurate price possible. So then you have 2 options. You can say, let's book a call so that we can go through the proposal together in case you have any questions. Or you can say, I'll send you that document. Let's book up a follow-up call so we can answer any questions. So you have 2 choices about whether you send that proposal to them first to review on their own and then come and chat with you about it, or you can book the appointment to go through the proposal document with them together. You're much more likely to close a sale when you have an opportunity to connect with someone with that proposal document in hand. So those are my top tips. I'm going to review them for you, but as I'm going through the review, I see that there's a bunch of you on here live. So yay, thanks for joining me. And please do post any questions in the comment box. So if you have questions about how do I write a proposal, how do I write my estimates, how do I make sure that what format should my proposals be in, please type them in the comment box, and I'm going to do a quick summary of the 3 main points that I made today. So point number 1, check your mindset before you are going to send out a proposal or an estimate, because often we are sitting in a scarcity or imposter syndrome kind of mindset, and that will impact the way that we create our estimates and our proposals. It may cause us to try too hard, to over justify, and to not spend enough of our time and energy and focus on the client's perspective, the client's language, the client's desire, the client's description of the project, all of those client related things. Number 2, the order of your proposal information. Talk about them, give insight into their problem. It's all about them. Then it's about you, the benefit that you can provide by working with them, by solving their problem. And then it's about you specifically, how you are the right fit. Are you the right person? Do you have the credibility? Are you the right fit? So it's about them, the two of you together, and then you individually, or as like we like to say when when I'm talking to my client, it's about you, client, it's about we, and then it's about me. You, we, me. And in fact, the you, we, me formula is so powerful. This is one of the reasons why Anna was able to call it up immediately. So Anna Baudry, thank you so much for contributing that, because she is a recent graduate from my marketing program. Next marketing program starts March 10th, by the way. So if you're considering getting a more marketing training, reach out to me. I'd love to share more about that. But that you, we, me formula is so powerful and so useful, even beyond your proposals, that it's one of the things that Anna was able to sort of pull up almost immediately and have it at the tip of her fingers. So I'm hoping for those of you that have watched all the way through, that you will be able to have that same ease of access to, oh, right, talk about you, the client, then we together, then me, the service provider. The very last point that I made was that when you're delivering your proposal, to pre-book a conversation to close that sale so that you don't get ghosted and you don't have to be spending your precious creative time chasing after prospects and wondering, like, is it too soon to follow up? Should I wait 3 days? Am I bugging them? Just book the call in advance, and that will save you a whole bunch of stress. So gang, I'm about to wrap things up here. Our conversation today has been all about proposals and estimates. My name is Aura McKay, and I'm the founder of Business of Creativity. I do the Coaching for Creatives live on my Facebook group every Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then it is uploaded to the YouTube channel. So if you like to watch this again and again, or binge watch a whole bunch of episodes, join me on YouTube, and I will see you here live next week on Coaching for Creatives. Thank you so much, gang. Have a fantastic week.